Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
He moves on to pravritti. Now, we might wonder, the vrittis are not dealt with yet, but the pravrittis are dealt with here. What are they? So, we saw rasa, bhava, abhinaya, dharmi, vritti, pravrittayaha. This chapter talks about dharmi and pravritti. Of course, the Ekadasha Sangraha is not dealt with in the same order in the text. We all know that. There is a particular order for these chapters which Bharata has followed. Now he has given the local usages, the pravrittis. First you have to know the various regions based for each and every pravritti. Then only the style performed in that region can be understood. So now, as he talks about the zonal divisions on the stage, he also talks about the regional divisions in India. As he has given, it is about the Bharata Varsha. So what are they? Punaschaiva pravakshyami pravrittinam tu lakshanam chaturvidha pravrittischa prokta natya prayogataha avanti dakshinatya cha panchali chaudramagadi. What are they? They are 4 in number. He says the pravrittis are 4 in number, that is the local usages. Avanti, Dakshinatya, Panchali and Odramagadi. Again there is a question. He himself gives the question as given by the rishis. Why is pravritti so called? Because he says, he answers, because it gives us proper information regarding the costumes, languages, the manner in different countries of the world. The vritti means the information, and there are many countries in this world. Hence, it is asked how a fourfold division of these can be justified. For this he says, for an observance of all these pravrittis has common characteristics. This is the question, like how the fourfold division can be justified, as all these pravrittis have common characteristics. For that he replies, it is true that their observance has common characteristic, but as people have different native countries, costumes, languages and manners, I have prescribed these fourfold classifications, he says. These are attached to different places, attached to the performance which relate to the styles of Bharati, Satvati, Kaishiki and Arabhati. he translates Bharati as verbal style, Satvati as grand style, Kaishiki as graceful style, and Arabhati as violent style. Because of this, the 4 local usages develop and the performances originate based on these regional classifications, he says. So, this is given as a prose, and now he moves on to explain each and every pravritti, and of course the regions and the mountains which represent those pravrittis. Now he says this Dakshinatya pravritti, tatra Dakshinatyastavat bahur nrittagitavadya Kaishiki prayaha chatura madhura lalita anga abhinayacha. So, in this southern region, it favors various kinds of dance, song and instrumental music, an abundance of graceful style and clever and graceful gestures, he says. Which is this place? He has given the details of all these places. Of course, these are the old names as we had during the Bharata Varsha earlier, because this book is almost 2nd century BC to AD, they have given the date. So, we have to think about these names which were there during that time. Mahendra, Malaya, Sakhya, Mekala, Kalapanjara. These are in the Dakshinapata, Deccan region. Kosala, Tosala, Kalinga, Mosala, and the countries like Dramida, Andhra, we know Kalinga more in Orissa, Dramida, our Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Mahavaina and Vanavasika, which lie between the southern ocean and Vindhya mountains. These are to be taken as Dakshinatya pravritti. So, these come under Dakshinatya, southern region. Then comes Avanti. Avanti, the places under Avanti which refers to western side. Avanti, Vidisha, Saurashtra, Malava, Sindhu, Savvira, Anarta, Arvudeya, Dasharna, Tripura, all these names are there in Avanti region. This Avanti has a beautiful style. Satvati Kaishikim Chaiva Vrittimyete Samashritaha. So, the usage will depend upon Satvati Vritti and Kaishiki Vritti. So, he says the plays are to be based on these Vrittis here. Then comes Odramaghadi, the Orissa regional places. Anga, Vanga, Kalinga, Vatsa, Odramaghada, Pundra, Nepala, Antargiri, Bahirgiri, Pravanga, Mahendra, Malada, Mallavartaka, all these regions, they are coming under Odra Magadi. Here he says, Bharatim Kaishikim Chaiva Vrittim Yesha Samashrita. So the Vritti to be noted here is Bharati and Kaishiki Vritti. These are very prominent in the Odra Magadhi region. Then comes the Panchali region, which is also known as Panchala Madhyama, the northern places. Panchala, Shurasena, Kashmira, Hastinapura, Valika, Shalvaka, Madra, Ushinara, which are all contiguous either to the Himalayas or to the northern bank of the Ganges. Panchala Madhyamayam tu Satvati Arabhati Smrita Prayogastu Alpagitartham Avidha Giti Vikramaha. So here the uses of Satvati and Arabhati vrittis are to be known, and the application of these means the paucity of songs, Alpagita, and the excessive movement of steps. It is more grandeur with the movements or even the gaits, the steps and the instrumental music, but the song will be little less, he says. Then he moves on to the varieties of the twofold entrance in observing the local usages. What are they? In going about on the stage, the pravrittis will operate in two ways, by entering from right and entering from the left also. So, based on the pravritti, you have these changes. In Avanti and Dakshinatya, the going about on the stage will be from the right, and in Panchali and Odra it will be from left. He says Avanti Dakshinatya cha Pradakshina Parikrame. So the parikrama will be from left to, from the actor's left side to right side. Apasavya Pravesha to Panchali cha Odramagati. For Panchala and Odramagati, this will be Apasavya. It will be the other way around. And the doors to be used. But in the view of special assembly, place, occasion as expression of meaning, those rules may be combined, like it can be interchanged. Experts should produce their plays in based on these pravrittis, the styles should be incorporated. That is, the pravrittis are to be taken care of, the regional variations, and based on that the vrittis be presented, or those vrittis which are suitable for these pravrittis will be taken care of by the dramatis. Then he gives two types of plays. The play production can be either delicate or energetic. Prayogo dvividhaschaiva vigneyo natakashrayaha sukumaras tatha avidho natya yukti samashrayaha. He says it can be sukumara, delicate presentation, or it can be energetic, avidha presentation. So, he talks about the avidha variety now. The play which requires the energetic presentation. It has to have the gestures and the movements to represent cutting, piercing, challenging, and contains the use of magic and occult powers as well as artificial objects and makeup, and has more men and less women, and applies to mostly the grand and violent style, that is the Satvati and Arabhati vrittis. So, now we will see the varieties of Dasharupakas in the 20th chapter. Before that, he gives that, he says, Dimaha samavakarascha vyayogeha mrigau tatha. So, in Dima, in Samavakara, in Vyayoga and Iha mriga, these are to be known for energetic type, Avidya variety of dramas. So, we will be seeing about these dramas in the later chapters. And the production of the play of this type should be made through the characters such as gods, Dhanavas, Rakshasas, who are majestic and haughty and have heroism, energy and strength to perform. Then coming to the delicate variety, Natakam sa prakaranam bhano viti anganatike sukumara prayogani manusheshvasritani tu. He says the Nataka, Prakarana, Viti and Anka are plays of the delicate type, and they depend upon human beings only. Then after these he talks about again the two subdivisions of practice, that is Dharmi, which is Lokadharmi and Natyadharmi. So, the Kakshya Vibhaga is defined here. Then the Pravritti varieties, connecting it with the Bharata Varsha. Then the varieties of the play, Avidya and Sukumara, based on the actions, the Vrittis connected with the Pravrittis. Then he talks about Dharmis, the two varieties of Dharmis. What are they? Dharmi ya dvividha prokta maya purvam dvijottamaha laukiki natyadharmi cha tayor vakshyami lakshanam. He says, I shall now define the practices, Dharmi varieties, which are Laukiki, Lokadharmi and Natyadharmi. What are they? How are they to be presented? First he talks about Lokadharmi. It is a very realistic practice which is prevailing in each and every household. How we live, how we dress, how we talk. So, natural and realistic way of presentation. So, it is very easy to decide that. He says, Swabhava upagatam, Swabhava bhavopagatam, Shuddham tva vikritam tatha. So, if the play depends on the natural behavior and is very simple and not artificial and has its plots, profession and activities of the people and has a simple acting, no playful flourish of limbs and also depends on men and women of different types. It is called Lokadarmi, realistic mode. The conventional practice, the Natyadharmi. So, whatever's real, it is Lokadarmi, based on their dress, simple acting. Of course, wherever necessary, it should be with sattva, and there will not be much more activities of limbs, playful flourish. So, the movements of the hands need not be there. It can be very natural, like how we talk in our house and how we act. We need not use the hands. Abhinaya through anga. So, this is Lokadarmi. Then for Natyadharmi, he gives nearly 10 shlokas which talks about the various types which can be considered as Natyadharmi. What are they? If a play modifies a traditional story, introduces supernatural powers, disregards the usual practice about the use of languages, and requires acting with graceful angaharas, the dancing movements, the fighting movements, and there are more supernatural powers and different uses of languages, and possesses characteristics of dance, and requires conventional enunciation, and is dependent on a heavenly scene or heaven born males. All these are to be supernatural. So, these come under Natyadharmi. So, everything is unnatural, supernatural, acting, dancing, and the use of languages, everything. Then the next shloka says, if anything is not admitted as a real by people, is invested in a play with a corpore from form and speech, this is called conventional. So, if it is not admitted as real, we see nowadays in many films, they are not to be admitted as real. So, they all come under Natyadharmi. The next shloka says, the practice in according to which the persons are supposed to not hear the words uttered in proximity or to hear what has not been uttered is also called Natyadharmi. When the character is next to you, he might be talking to the next person along with him. Though you can hear that, you relate to the audience as though you have not heard that. You can turn away and walk a little bit. Then you can ask, or, oh, is it so? Like that. Maybe all these. Because it's a stage, no? We can't whisper. The Vachanam should be heard by the audience. So, this comes under Natyadharmi. Then, if the objects like hill, a conveyance, an aerial car, shield, armor, weapon, banner staff are all made to appear on the stage in human form, it comes under Natyadharmi. So, we have in presentation, we bring in chakra, shankha as human forms. In Bhasa's drama, we see that. and generally a shield, even a mountain, a person taking the role of a tree, these all come under Natyadharmi. If after appearing in a role, one assumes a different role on account of being an expert, in both the cases, or being the sole actor available for both the roles, then also it is to be known as Natyadharmi. He is the only available actor for two roles, like we do in mono acting. Or if he is talented to do both the roles, or as we do in the Eka Aharya Abhinaya of dance, where we wear one costume and we transform to different. All these come under Natyadharmi. If a woman from whom marital connection with a particular person in actual life is forbidden by the Shastras and is made to appear in a play in the role of woman with whom such connection is permitted, it becomes an instance of Natyadharmi. Even the same will be the result in the situation of the above cases reversed. So, already they are not husband and wife, but here they act such. All these come under Natyadharmi. Then he says the movement, simple walking, instead of simple walking, one dances and goes with graceful movements. Then it is Natyadharmi. So, instead of walking, you perform a grand chari or you perform steps, then it becomes Natyadharmi. But in real life, the character does not perform all these charis, just walks. That is the difference between the old Sanskrit theatre and the present day realistic theatre, which has the characters just move on the stage walking, and of course the vachanas are more realistic. If an ordinary human being, nature, which has acts of joys and sorrows, as its essence is represented by gestures, it becomes Natyadharmi. So, generally a person has some sorrow or joy which will be showed, expressed through the sattva, but in a presentation of Natya or a Nataka, Rupaka for that matter, when it is performed with special gestures, it becomes Natyadharmi. Same way he says, the Kakshya Vibhaga, the zonal divisions of the stage also comes under Natyadharmi, because you move from this place to that place, just a nearby place, and tell that, oh, I have reached a mountain. So, that is also Natyadharmi, he says. So, finally he ends telling Natyadharmi pravrittam hi sada natyam prayojayet nahi anga abhinayat kinchidrite ragaha pravartate. A play should always be produced with conventional movements of the limbs. Without acting through the gestures, no feeling is evoked in the spectators. Either it is through anga or sattva. Of course, the realism should be there. but the Natyadharmi should also be there. Little bit of over exaggeration should be there for the audience to enjoy or experience the rasa. Sarvasya sahajo bhavaha sarvo hi abhinayarthajaha angalankara cheshta tu natyadharmi prakirtita. Bharata says, the states are natural to all persons in a play, in an actor. So, the bhavas are natural and all the gestures connected with them are used from a particular necessity. So, the decorative movements of the play have been considered as Natyadharmi. So much about the zonal divisions he has given, the practices, dharmi, and the pravrittis are being explained in this chapter. Bharata says, experts in drama production should use all these properly into practice. एवं कक्षा विभागस्तु धर्मी युक्तय एव च विज्ञेया नाट्य तत्वज्ञैः प्रयोक्तव्याश्च तत्वतः. Thus he describes all these, and in this he says, I have described the histrionic representation by, earlier we have seen, by the shaka and the angaharas, and how it has to be performed on the stage as a Natyadharmi presentation. Now he says he will move on to the Vachika presentation, especially the Vachika Abhinaya chapters. Namaste.